Oh, shut up already. All I will.
Third and fourth.
Alright, I'm sending it again, okay? Just. Is Johnny B. good? Or is it that just his name saying it? Mo?
What happened?
Oh, never mind. You don't know about him. Johnny B. Good in our league. I'm playing him right now.
I got the first pick in the draft. Heck yes.
What did you have to trade for it?
A second round pick, a fifth round pick, and my right outside linebacker.
Hell, that's a cheap. Wait. What right outside linebacker was it? Who was it? What? You got rid of him?
Yep.
No way.
No, I'm just joking. No, of course
I was gonna say.
I would never get rid of him.
But who?
It was someone I signed in free agency. I think his name is Noah Smith.
Oh. No, I wouldn't get my first round pickup for that, that's for sure.
Oh, they did, and that's all that matters.
Why did Mo leave the party? It says MP Joy is on right now. Let me see. It says he's on nothing. So it's basically like Taco last night. He was on nothing. And he was on. So people leave their PS4s on. Either that or they're watching Netflix or Twitch or YouTube or whatever. I'm streaming, by the way.
Shit, nobody told me.
I thought you were talking about the offensive lineman Joe Thomas, like the best offensive lineman. One of the best ever. Ah, for fuck's sakes. Oh, my title says Fortnite Season 8 hype. It's already Season 10, halfway through Season 10. Alright, I got the invite from Johnny. From Johnny. Play Johnny. Alright. If he's good, I'll tell you, I'll let you know. But he's playing me, so, I mean, doesn't mean shit, really. I don't know what jerseys we're wearing because the jerseys won't load in. I should have muted my. I didn't mute my audio. I thought I muted my audio on my stream. The fuck? Oh my god! Todd Gurley has 830 yards. Wow. Can you believe that Von Miller has an interception?
From the home of the Bills since 1973, there's a look at the newly named New Era Field.
New Era
just outside
Field.
of Buffalo, New York.
Who gets the ball first? I get the ball.
The Bills racing out of the tunnel.
I'm ready for my new offense. Lamar Jackson, Todd Gurley.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Oh my god, I almost returned all the way. No, I got caught at midfield.
44-yard line.
Well, that return was a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Let's see what he does with his defense. He's blitzing. This is a perfect play to run, isn't it? I think so.
Play action. It's Jackson. And his first
no, it isn't.
Here is going to fall incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top team in terms of points scored in the NFL.
No, I didn't want to do that play. No. Give me that play.
To hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored.
Thank you.
You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28,
how the fuck can you drop it, damn it?
Then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
We're dropping the damn thing anywhere.
This one incomplete as well.
What time is it?
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Let's go.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And
fuck's sake, catch the ball.
Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm going to go for it. Fuck it. I didn't gain a single yard on offense yet.
Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense.
Help me out here. Fuck's sake.
Have them back on their heels.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson sliding out of the pocket.
What's going on? Everyone's dropping it on my offense.
The opening drive of the game, and the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position.
I'm streaming it. Go on my, go on the party, and then. I don't know. NBA Heat.
LaShawn McCoy, the 31-year-old running back, his first carry.
He just juked me with McCoy.
So maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line.
McCoy's not on there.
First down.
I'm going to have to make a new franchise soon because of all these moves that are happening.
And remember, he had 4 or 5 years as a 1,000-yard
all the trades and stuff.
Really dipped down. Just
people would want
500 yards, only 3 touchdowns. Of course, watch the age as well.
He scored
31 back. Home for a Bills touchdown. LaShawn McCoy with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
They juked me twice.
Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
I blitzed on that play. I didn't mean to. Fuck's sake.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs.
It didn't work.
They're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really targeting for this team, right?
Hell.
Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum down.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here?
It's already...
Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you missed those first 2. Now the ball
Oh, shit!
Yeah, the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes
Oh,
right to
yeah,
the
I forgot to
football.
mute my
This is something
audio.
you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. Free, take it away from the other team.
He's blitzing. He's blitzing.
There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Wait a second. Let me pause it and turn off my sound. How do I turn off the sound?
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He finds Riddick, complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. 20, 10. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much, though?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Hey, he's checking. Crash.
They try right side here. Gurley. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From from the 39. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
On third down, Jackson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Check. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Here we go.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. He's got his tight end Fant. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that kind of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. After the penalty, it's McCoy. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Six guys. Hey, hold. Stop. Hey, orbit.
Throwing is Allen on third. He's going to go deep for Beasley. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Gurley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Taron Johnson brought him down. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it 2nd and 7. On the jet sweep, they get this to Cooks. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
On a jet sweep, they get this to Cooks. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down. On the toss, it's Gurley. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Todd Gurley, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. McManus's point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Let's go. Let's get out the field, defense. Check. 53.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a little floater there is incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Pass 85, pass 85. Quarterback goes.
Allen will try again on second down. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
It's now third down.
After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
53, check 53.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Brown signed with the Bills in March. Last year he was in Baltimore, 4 seasons in Arizona prior to that, but they're hoping that Brown can add a lot of speed to this offense, which he should. Last year in Baltimore, 715 yards and 5 touchdowns. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's got his man in stride. Complete.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Five wide.
Now Allen. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
We got this.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
I'm coming after you.
Allen to throw once more. On the left side, he finds Beasley.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
Yeah.
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people get credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Let's go one more.
Alert!
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54, Mike. You.
Motion, motion.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Allen going to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Fresno.
Regular.
5'4". Mike's 5'4".
All day, baby. All day.
Alert!
Slam.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And able to find John Brown. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Right there. 54.
Hey, Charlie!
54, Mike.
I'm on.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Blue Dan.
Middle.
Check Mike 54.
Hey, Alpha!
54. In your face.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
That's how we do it.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Pass 85. Hey, tight.
And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here it comes, here it comes. Watch the safety creep.
Alert, alert, alert. Where's that? Where's that?
Allen hands off to McCoy. It's a big run there by McCoy. 54 yards on the ground. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
They'll try and run it with McCoy. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 3 there, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
want to.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. LaShawn McCoy with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They run. It's Gurley. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
Now they'll toss to Gurley left. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. Hey, hey, we are. Boom. 4 down. Hatch you.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. He's got the first down here inside the 30. 34 yards there and a first down.
How about that, partner? That's a gutsy run, a physical run, an explosive run, and he's inside the 10-yard line now. I don't know if you hand it to him again on this play, but make the defense think that you will, and maybe you have some options off of it.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. On first and goal, Gurley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Another try on second down with Gurley. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Bills have recovered. Anything to make of this or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a third.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. Taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight. All the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on first and 10. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On first down, Allen dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
They'll run it with McCoy. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Hey, hold. 6-6, pull it high. Hey, tight.
Kill, turn up. Same. Tighten up.
Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Derek Wolfe, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
You and I both know we're into a whole new realm of football because we're not just looking at tendencies anymore. We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their time. Timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Bills send the punter out. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Another carry now for Gurley. Room here to run. That one good for 33 and a first. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Here's Gurley. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And that one, an absolute backbreaker. A chance to get back within a score, couldn't do it.
Yeah, that one went begging, as they say, right? There's the opportunity that was missed. But all hope's not lost just yet. But, boy, getting back within 1 score would have been a powerful motivator for their defense to take the field with.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
That's it. Big hit.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
52.
Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
On 3rd down, Allen. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is fielded at the 27. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Steps away to his left. Now a desperation throw deep, and that should do it. Picked off here, the the 32.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll go again to McCoy. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
It's 4th down.
Allen on to punt as he gets this one away. Now this is picked up by the Bills. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
65.
Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a...
So for the Bills, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And now they'll get the short week as they get set to play at Dallas on Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, for Denver, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside